This is called the French Toast Connection. Let's get started. Breakfast is one of my favorite meals of the day, Bingo tells his brother. It's tied for first with lunch and dinner. Rolly mumbles with his mouth full. Good morning, pup stars, Bob says as he walks downstairs. It's time for my breakfast too. I'm going to have my favorite, French toast. You see the puppies having their breakfast right here, and Bob is letting him know that he wants his favorite, French toast. Oh no, Bob says. I don't have any bread for my French toast. Ah! Bob lets out a sigh. Sorry guys, he tells the pups as he leaves for work. I get as grumpy as a bear if I don't have French toast. Hope I feel better later tonight. After Bob leaves, Bingo turns to Rolly. Did you hear that? Bob says he gets grumpy as a bear if he doesn't have French toast. I don't want Bob being a bear. I want Bob being Bob, Rolly says. Bingo and Rolly have a mission. They run outside to the doghouse and get their special collars. And the best place for French bread is? Let's see. Mission is get bread for Bob's French toast. France! France is the best place to get French bread, or so the puppies say. We have to bring home the best kind of French toast making bread for Bob, Bingo says when they arrive. But where are we gonna find it? Rolly asks. Just then, the pups overhear some tourists talking about bakery with the best French bread in Paris. Bingo and Rolly follow the couple to the bakery, but when they get there, they found out all the bread has been stolen. Why is everyone so worried about French bread? Now, if it was birdseed, I'd understand. We pigeons love that stuff. So here's where Bingo and Rolly overhear the tourists talking about a French bakery where they have the best French bread. And here you can see is where the pups are talking to the little pigeons, and the pigeons are kind of wondering what's so good about French bread because they like birdseed. Are there any clues that might tell us who took the bread? A detective asked the baker. I saw tiny footprints leading away from where the bread used to be, the baker responds. We need to find someone with tiny feet, Rolly says. The puppies see all kinds of different feet. Big feet, medium feet, silly feet, but no tiny feet until they spot mice on the street. Those tiny feet would have left tiny footprints, shouts Bingo. Stop in the name of the paws. The mice take off in a panic, running and squeaking. Those tiny feet move those tiny bodies fast, Rolly says. So here, the detective is talking to the baker, trying to figure out who had stolen all the French bread. But here, Bingo and Rolly, they see mice, and mice have tiny feet, so they figure maybe the mice took the French bread. We shall see. Bingo and Rolly chase the mice all through the city. If those mice get away, we'll never find out who took the bread, and Bob won't get his French toast, says Rolly. Here's Bingo and Rolly running all over town. They're chasing the mice right here, trying to figure out if maybe they stole the French bread. Finally, the puppies corner the mice in an alley. We've got you now, bread takers, Bingo says triumphantly. We did not take any bread, a mouse tells them. Then why were you running away? Asks Bingo. Because we were being chased by two scary-looking dogs, the mouse replies. Bingo and Rolly return to the bakery to look for more clues. They hear the baker tell the detective, I heard a flapping noise, and when I took a look, my fresh batch of bread was gone. So here, now we find out that the mice did not, in fact, take the French bread. But when they go back to the bakery, they hear the baker tell the detective that it could have been birds. Let's see what kind of birds. What do you think might have made a flapping noise? Bingo wonders. Duck! Bingo shouts. Rolly ducks down. Bingo points to a nearby fountain. Duck wings making flapping noise. The puppies chase after the ducks. The ducks fly straight into a tree trunk and fall to the ground. "We've got you now, you flapping, sounding, tiny-footed bread takers," Bingo tells the ducks. "We didn't take anything," one duck tells the puppies. "Then why were you running away?" Rolly asks. "Because two scary-looking dogs were chasing us," the duck replies. So they heard that the detective, or the baker, heard some flapping noise, so they seen ducks, because ducks do have wings and they do make flapping noise. So they were pointed in the right direction, but turns out the ducks did not take any bread. They were just running away because the puppies were chasing them. The puppies returned to the scene of the crime. "If only there were more clues to follow," the detective tells the baker. Bingo and Rolly do some puppy detective work with their noses. Soon, they find a trail of breadcrumbs leading away from the bakery. "Follow the trail of the breadcrumbs!" Bingo shouts. "It will lead us to who took the bread," Bingo says as they run. Bingo and Rolly follow the trail of breadcrumbs all through the city. They find breadcrumbs in front of the Arc de Triomphe and the Louvre Museum. You know, I'm not French and I don't know how to pronounce French words, but we will try together. And the Notre Dame Cathedral. We're trying, right? So here they're trying to figure out who else stole the bread, but they see breadcrumb trails, so they're gonna follow it. Here is where they're passing the 3 buildings, still following the trail of breadcrumbs, so hopefully they'll find out where that flapping noise was coming from. The trail leads them all the way to the Eiffel Tower. "Race you to the top," Bingo says as he runs up the stairs. "The race is on," Rolly replies. When the puppies do some more sniffing, they discover dozens of loaves of French bread hidden all over the Eiffel Tower. But where are the tiny-footed, flapping, noise-making bread burglars? "Maybe we should ask those pigeons if they know who is hiding that bread," Rolly says. "Whoa!" one pigeon says to the puppy. "You caught us red-handed." They see it leading to the Eiffel Tower, so this is where they go up the Eiffel Tower to follow all the breadcrumbs. But then they see pigeons. The pigeons took all the French bread. See, they were birds. "Everyone thinks birds love bread," the pigeon tells the puppies. "But our favorite snack is birdseed. The pigeons stole all the bread in Paris just to keep the people from feeding them breadcrumbs." "Why don't you just not eat the bread they're feeding you?" Rolly says. "And then people would give you birdseed instead," Bingo adds. "That is one really good idea," the pigeon replies. Once the pigeons agree to stop stealing, the baker has plenty of bread for everyone. "You cute puppies look like you want some bread," he says to Bingo and Rolly. He hands them a loaf of delicious French bread. When Bob gets home from work, he is overjoyed to see fresh French bread on the kitchen counter for his French toast. Bob is happy with his French toast, Bingo says to his brother. Rolly giggles, "And I'm happy he won't turn into a bear." Mission accomplished. So here they tell the birds not to steal any more bread, so the baker finally has so much bread and he can give some to Bingo and Rolly. And here you can see Bob did not turn into a bear because he had his French toast. If you guys liked today's video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you next time.